This lecture is just to give you a little more guidance and information on your essay number 2 for the Humanities 120 class. This essay is going to deal with Renaissance humanism and the Prince, two topics we've been discussing for the past few weeks. You can see the specific due dates both on the slide and on the prompt itself. So what you're going to do in this essay, we've talked about again the idea of Renaissance humanism, the idea that every individual has value and every individual should be given the opportunities, the same opportunities, and be judged on what they do with them. Also within Renaissance humanism is the idea of the civic duty, that you have a responsibility to the state or for the greater good over your own individualism. And we've also looked at Machiavelli's The Prince and focused on his information of what he suggests, how he guides the prince to remain in power. Well, what you're going to do in this essay is you're going to explore these two ideas because, as we've stated in class, they often seem to be kind of contradictory or in conflict with one another, yet they did exist at the same time. So what you're going to do in this essay is you are going to act as the advisor to the current prince. Now, you don't have to focus on how to get the prince into power. Assume your prince is already in power. So if you're focusing on Machiavelli, you're going to look more at chapters 10 through 26. Chapters 1 through 9 are more about how to get into power. Your prince is already in power. And your job is basically to act as the advisor. What advice are you going to give the prince on how he should rule? So what you can do with this is you could claim that he should follow the ideals of Renaissance humanism. You could claim that he should follow the ideals that Machiavelli puts out in The Prince, or perhaps you could somehow combine the two. Whichever way you advise, you need to be very specific in this part using direct quotes, especially from The Prince. Any just very general descriptions will not be sufficient. So we've mentioned before something very general Machiavelli has said, that it's better to be feared than to be loved. That's fine, but you need to go into more in depth on that. So if you are going to claim that's one of the tenets the prince should follow, I then want an in-depth analysis of why the prince should do this. Now, this is not a personal essay, so you shouldn't be saying, well, I think a prince should do this or I believe. It should be written in the academic third person. Basically, act as if you're writing a report to the prince itself. So it could be, for the prince should rule according to blah, 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 because blah, blah, blah. This should be a well-written essay that flows from topic to topic through translations and overall supports your main thesis. Overall, your main thesis is probably going to be one of the three things I just said. Either the prince should follow the ideas of Renaissance humanism, the prince should follow the ideas put forth by Machiavelli in the text The Prince, or the prince should follow a combination of these ideals. Then what you need to do is you have to have at least three different points of support. So if you're going to say the prince should follow the ideas of Machiavelli, then it should be because of point 1, point 2, and point 3. All of these, again, not just enough to say it, you need the clear analysis stating why the prince should follow this thinking. The papers always needs to be in MLA format, include in-text citations and works cited. As I said on the previous paper, excuse me, if you do not have in-text citations, you should have received a failing grade. You did not on the first paper. You will on this paper, and you must have these. If you're confused or unclear about MLA, again, please see the MLA format, see the MLA handbook, 8th edition, or go to Al at Purdue, which I've provided you a link to that in the Writing Tools folder. Again, the specific due date is posted both on the prompt and on the slide here. You must submit a hard copy in class, and you must also submit it on Blackboard by the due date. Now, we will be spending a little more time in the next class focusing on the prince in a little more detail. However, as I've said in class, I'm not going to spoon feed you the prince. We'll go over some main ideas, but you're going to be responsible for pulling out, if you use it, pulling out the points of why this should be followed in your paper. As always, if you have any questions or concerns, please shoot me an email, let me know. And if you want to look over a draft or have a meeting or about anything, send me an email. Give me a couple dates and times that should work, and we'll find a time to discuss this.